First off, I want to give all praises and glory to the Most High Yahawah, in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, in the name of the Holy Spirit. In Paleo Hebrew, it's called Halal Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashai Bahashem Rahach Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me this truth. Salutations to all the brothers out there that's teaching this word in truth and sincerity, and peace, blessings, and healings unto the elect and the multitude, because that's why we do these videos. And today I'm going to land back off of this video. Jewish rabbi admits the transatlantic slave trade is biblical, and it is. Let's get what he says, and then we're going to get some scriptures.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
You can hear me clearly, Rabbi. Let us have your name once more.
My name is Rabbi Yehuda ben Shomer.
Okay. Well, is it okay if we just call you Yehuda?
Yeah, that's fine.
Today? No,
yeah, that's fine. No problem at all. I'll go on even further to say this, that the slave trade is actually connected to Deuteronomy 28, because the majority of the slaves that were brought to the Caribbean islands and brought to the Americas were Ibu people, were people of Hebrew and Hebraic Israelite descent, if you will. And so if you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, it matches perfectly what happened to the Hebrew slaves, the black Hebrew slaves, during the slave trade. It just matches it perfectly.
Back up now. I think we just rung a bell here. Hold up now.
Okay.
Hold up. Hold the presses.
Okay.
Hold up. I hope everyone is listening to this. This is you about to rock some boats now, Ben Yehuda there. Hold up now. Listen to what he's saying here. So you are saying that there's a great chance, or more so, that the black people that links directly to the slave trade are from the lost tribes of Israel. Is that what you're saying here, sir?
Yes, I am. Now, granted, I will qualify that I don't. Wait a second. I don't believe that every single black person is Hebraic or Jewish, but I'm saying that the majority of the slaves involved in the slave trade were Hebrews.
Okay, so there you have it. Now, I want to get a couple of prophecies, and I want to get some scriptures, that legitimizes this. Okay, Deuteronomy 28, just like that rabbi said, these are the blessings and the curses of the Israelites. If they kept the first covenant, then the first 14, this is what would happen to them, but they broke it. So all these consequences of disobedience, these curses, fell upon the Israelites, and they're still under the Israelites until this day, and they're not going to be done away with until the second coming, until Yahawashi comes and saves his people. Now, what that rabbi was talking about, he's talking about this prophecy in Deuteronomy 28:68, and Yahawashi shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Okay, and it's not talking about Egypt over there in Africa. It's talking about I will bring you into bondage again. Okay, because in the scriptures there are two exoduses. Okay, we already know about the one in Egypt, but there's another exodus that's supposed to happen in the future. It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. This is talking about seeing the land of Israel. So we would never see our land again. It says, and there shall you be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, and that no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall save you. You know what I'm saying? Now let's go down here to buy right here. The word buy, redeeming his people. So nobody would redeem us, because who's our redeemer? Okay, Yahawashi. That's why he came, and died for us. It was a whole process. But Deuteronomy 28, this is what would happen to the Israelites if they disobeyed that first covenant, and so all these curses fell upon our people. Now also, before Yahawashi left, went up on the cross, rose from the dead, he told the Israelites that they would go into slavery, point blank period. Okay, if you go to Luke 21, things to come. Okay, this is Luke 21:20. I'm gonna read from here. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Okay, so this is in red. Yahawashi told us this himself. Now, I got a picture right here from a book from Babylon. It's in book 2, but let's read this passage right here. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state. We will see it no more again, man. With great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. So this was in 70 AD, man. Like it says, 1 million fled into Africa, mainly West Africa. But let's go back and let's see what Yahawashi said. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountains. 1 million fled, and let them which are in the midst depart out, and let not none of them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Okay, because it was always fulfilled that Esau would get his blessing, man, and he got it, and we're under his blessing right now. It says, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be a great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And this is going to happen again before Yahawashi's return. Okay, because our people are waking up, and the enemy is very angry. He wants us to be black niggas. He wants us to be his entertainment. He wants us to be football players, basketball players, rappers, singers. Okay, they want us to be their entertainment. But all that is ending now because our people are waking up. You know what I'm saying? And we don't care about that anymore. You know, we just care about repenting and turning back to the Lord. And that makes the enemy very angry because he needs us for this country to run. You know, if all of us wake up and just stop doing what he wants us to do, this country will fall. And it's going to fall anyway. Okay, Babylon the Great is through. Let's get right here. Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. So it was prophetic that the Israelites would be captive into all nations. We will be scattered all over the earth. And the transatlantic slave trade was the biggest scattering of our people. Okay, because we were spread everywhere. Deuteronomy 28 is real, you know what I'm saying? And it happened. And nobody was going to redeem us, but we got a redeemer. That's the only way we're getting saved out of here. And if anybody say that they're saved, you're lying, because the Israelites need saving for real. Okay, from our enemies. That's what the whole second coming is about. Okay, these Christians say they're saved already and all this. Saved from what? Saved from who? You know? The Israelites actually need saving from these weird ass people over here. But it says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles. So not only will we be scattered into all nations, our homeland will be occupied. So somebody's in Israel that's not supposed to be there. It says, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So the times of the Gentiles haven't been fulfilled, so they're in our land today, and the Israelites are captive into all nations today. Point blank period, can't be refuted. So somebody has to explain to me, is the times of the Gentiles fulfilled already? When did it happen? No, it's going on as we speak. And it names specifically who's in that land in Ezekiel 36. You know, but I'll get that in a minute. Now, like I said at the beginning, there will be 2 exoduses. This is Jeremiah 23 and 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahawashi, that they shall say no more, Yahawashi liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahawashi liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. So this connects even with Luke, because we were scattered into all nations and all countries, you know, and we're waking up in all the countries whether we were scattered. We're like Trojan horses in every country, and we're basically a big ass Trojan horse in America, man. Because we're waking up, and while we're waking up, America's falling. You know, because while we repenting, America falling. It's like a teetering thing, you know, and it's going to do a whole 180. And they don't like that, man. So, but we don't care. And it says, and they shall dwell in their own land now. So, from this prophecy, there will be 2 exoduses. The one in Egypt, okay? And we would no more talk about the one in Egypt, but the new Exodus. And we all know about that new Exodus because it's called, the Christians call it the rapture, but it's not really no rapture. You know what I'm saying? Where the Israelites get saved out of their enemy's land. Point blank period now. I got another one right here, Joel chapter 3. It also talks about transatlantic slave trade, basically, and who did it. It says the nations will be judged. It says, for behold, in those days, and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, so the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Is not YAHAWASHI doing this? Okay, in the Middle East. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So not only did they scatter our people, through the four corners of the earth, they took the land, they parted the land. Okay, and why is it parted? Because there's two people there that's not supposed to be there. You got the Palestinians and you got the Edomites, the Amalekites, the Jewish people. So there's two people in that land today that's not supposed to be there. And how did the Jewish people get that land? By the Balfour Declaration, which I got right here, which was signed by Rothschild. This document right here is what got these people into that land, okay, point blank period. And this was written in 1917. And when did World War II happen? So all this was plotted and planned by them, man. Now let's get some scriptures on who's in that land, because we know that our enemy is occupying Jerusalem as we speak. Let's go to Ezekiel 36. It says, let me go down to 5. I'm going to get the point. Therefore, thus say YAHAWASHI, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Okay, who's Idumea? Let's go down here to Idumea and let's see who's in that land today. Edom. Edomite. So the Edomites are part in our land today. Okay, don't you see a big skirmish going on between the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is one of the world's many enduring conflicts beginning in the mid-20th century. Various attempts have been made to resolve the conflict as part of the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. Okay, so prophecies taking place, man. They parted the land, as you see right here. They parted the land. Like, come on, man. Y'all need to study, man. But going back, so we know that Idumea is in that land. It says, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Now, when we go back to Luke, what does it say? It says that we should be led away captive into all nations, and you can read that in Joel. We were scattered among the nations. Also, Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. To go back to Joel, okay, they have scattered, and they have parted my land. They took the land. Now let's keep reading. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink slaves. And what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? This is talking about Hamites, okay? Because not only was we in slavery in Egypt to the Hamites, but the Hamites helped them capture us and sold us into slavery. That's why, even as the Jewish rabbi said, every black person is in the Hebrew, because you got Ham, the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. Every black person is in the Hebrew, man. Just because you have dark skin doesn't mean you are part of the Israelites. It says, in all the coast of Palestine will you render me a recompense, and if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, then I will recompense upon your own head. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. They spoiled us, man, they took everything. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem ye sold unto the Grecians. So the Africans sold us into the so-called white man. Go back over here and get a picture. The Greeks, Romans, the United States, basically the same people, man. Edomites. That you might remove them far from their border, and we haven't been back to our homeland since 70 AD. The curse is that we shall see it no more again, and we haven't. Since 70 AD, we haven't been back. Okay, we've been refugees everywhere. Okay, prisoners of war. Okay, even black people and Native Americans and Latinos are prisoners of war over here in America, man. It says, behold, I will raise up them out of their place whither you have sowed them, and I will recompense upon your own head. So there's going to be a lot of payback, and this is why the white man doesn't want to, or the Edomites don't want to acknowledge that we're Israelites, because let's just say this: if they admit that the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are Israelites, that means the entire Bible is true. And if that's true, then the judgments for the people who touch this is true. And they don't even want to think about that. They don't want to acknowledge that. They want to live in a state of ignorance. And it is what it is, man. Let's say you found out that you put God's people in slavery and beat their ass for this long and shoot them like dogs in the street. Would you admit it? But YAHAWASHI is going to make you admit it anyway. Okay, your judgment's still going to come to pass, and it's still going to happen. So we read Ezekiel 36 where it says Idumea would take the land, but let's go down a little bit. Let's go down to Ezekiel 36 and 19. And I have scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries according to their way, and according to their doings I judged them. And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my name. When they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of this land. But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whither they went. Israel will be renewed for his name's sake. So even though Yahweh Shemashah is the one that gave us over to our enemies, okay, for our disobedience, he's going to send his son to save us from our enemies. And that's what being saved actually means. Saved from something. If you're a Christian saying you're saved from what? That's my question. Therefore, thus say the house of Israel, thus say Yahweh Shemashah, I do this not for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathen, whither you went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which you have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh Shemashah. See, Yahweh Shemashah is the one that's waking up his people, and you can't fight against that. Okay, there is no propaganda you can do. There is no video you can make. There is nothing the government can do. There is nothing that the elite of the Edomites can do. This is going to happen because it was prophetic. Whatever Yahweh Shemashah says goes. You can't fight against that, man. You can't fight against a spiritual thing. It says, saith Yahweh Shemashah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. So we're waking up before their eyes, and great fear is falling upon them. Let's get this, Revelations 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, talking about the Israelites. Okay, because we were in a dumb state, man. We were in a lost state. But Yahweh Shemashah poured his spirit upon us, and now we know who we are. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So this is prophetic. Okay, us waking up in our enemy's land, us waking up in America after everything they did to us. Okay, and we're coming back to the Lord. Great fear is falling upon our enemies. Okay, and we don't care what they think or say. We don't need your validation, and we don't care about that. It says, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. So, like I said, the second Exodus. The first Exodus was Egypt. The second Exodus is going to be out of America, man, and all the countries where we was driven to. Okay, so that's all I wanted to get, man. You know, these heathens are scared. You know, we're waking up right in front of their eyes. You know, when they don't like that. You know, I even had somebody on the comment boards calling me a nigger. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, man. And I just want to get this before I leave. Every time you call us a nigger, you're just admitting that we're who we say we are. Acts 13 and 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, and Barnabas and Simeon that was called nigger. See, these white people have been calling us niggers ever since back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's not a new word. They've been calling us that because it just means black. You know, that's what nigger means. Okay? It just means black. You know, and we're not going to get offended at calling us black. Nigger equals black. Okay? So, who cares? Oh, I'm black. Wow, whoop-de-doo. And Lupius of Cyrene and Mammon, which had brought before with the Hermit of Tetrareth and Saul. So, you know, that's not going to hurt our feelings. And we're waking up right now, so we can care less what you call us. You know, you're going to fall as a people, okay? And Yahawashi is going to put you in slavery. So, double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me this truth. And call her like Yahawashi Shema Kakadash.